There is a story that every man carries, hidden beneath the surface of his daily life. It is not the story he tells at parties or the one he posts online. It is the story of his silent battles, his private doubts, and the choices that shape his destiny. Tonight, I invite you to step into the arena of masculine philosophy, a place where comfort is a mirage, where discernment is a shield, and where the cost of ignorance is nothing less than your future. This is not a message for those who seek easy answers. This is a call to those who sense that something vital is slipping through their fingers, and who are ready to reclaim it, no matter the price. If you are ready to confront the illusions that bind you, to question the stories you have inherited, and to forge your own path, then stay with me. Because what we are about to explore may change the way you see yourself and the world forever. History is a silent witness. It does not weep for the fallen, nor does it pause to honor good intentions. It records only what endures, what survives the storms of time. Consider the ruins of ancient cities, the faded names of forgotten kings, the unmarked graves of soldiers who once dreamed of glory. Their hopes, their loves, their heartbreaks, lost to the wind. Why? Because history is not a gentle mother. It is a relentless judge, rewarding only those who act with clarity and resolve. We live in an age obsessed with comfort. We mistake ease for progress and softness for peace. But comfort is a sedative, not a solution. It lulls us into believing that the world will wait for us to find ourselves. It won't. The truth is simple. The world does not care about your excuses. It does not care about your pain. It only cares about what you build, what you protect, and what you leave behind. Every generation faces its own trials. Some are obvious: wars, plagues, revolutions. Others are subtle: apathy, distraction, the slow erosion of standards. The greatest threat to a man is not the enemy at the gate, but the enemy within, the voice that whispers, "It's okay to settle. It's okay to wait. Someone else will do the hard work." But history is written by those who refuse to listen to that voice, by those who rise, who act, who demand more from themselves and from the world. Most men do not fall in a blaze of glory. They do not perish on the battlefield, nor are they undone by a single catastrophic event. No, most men fall quietly, almost imperceptibly, by 1,000 small concessions. It begins with a single compromise, a dream deferred, a boundary ignored, a voice silenced, and often, the catalyst is not an enemy, but a lover, a partner who, intentionally or not, pulls you away from your path, not with violence but with comfort, not with malice but with need. Society sells us a myth that love is always redemptive, that partnership is always empowering. But the truth is more complex. The wrong relationship can be a slow poison, draining your ambition, your fire, your very sense of self. It is not the grand betrayals that undo us, but the daily surrenders. The moments when we choose peace over truth, comfort over growth, approval over authenticity. We are told that to love is to give, to sacrifice, to merge. But what if the price of that merging is the loss of your own soul? What if, in seeking to please another, you forget how to please yourself? The invisible fall is the most dangerous because it is the most seductive. Feels good at first, feels safe, but over time it erodes the very foundation of who you are. Every day you stand at a crossroads. Every choice is a fork in the road, a battle for your future. The philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli once wrote that fortune favors the bold. But boldness without discernment is recklessness. To live well, you must become a master of choice. Ask yourself, who do you allow into your inner circle? Who do you trust with your dreams? Who do you let shape your reality? Your life is a fortress. Not everyone deserves a key. Guard your gates with vigilance, for not all who smile wish you well. The wise man studies patterns, not promises. He looks beyond words, beyond appearances, to the deeper currents of character and intent. It is easy to be seduced by charm, by beauty, by the promise of connection. But the philosopher knows that appearances are often deceiving. He asks, does this person support my growth? Or do they demand my stagnation? Do they challenge me to rise? or do they comfort me in my weakness? Every choice is a test. Every relationship is a mirror. And the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your choices. Deception is an ancient art. We all wear masks. Some to protect ourselves, others to manipulate. The most dangerous illusions are those that echo our deepest wounds. A partner who flatters your ego, who soothes your insecurities, can become a mirror for your unresolved pain. Beware the comfort that costs you your edge. Beware the affection that asks you to shrink, to compromise, to forget who you are. If you are not rooted in your own purpose, you will mistake control for care and betrayal for love. The philosopher's task is to see through the mask, to discern the difference between what is nourishing and what is merely familiar. We are drawn to what is familiar, even when it is destructive. We repeat patterns, replay old wounds, seek out partners who remind us of our earliest pains. But to grow, to truly evolve, we must break the cycle. We must learn to recognize the masks, both in ourselves and in others. This requires courage. It requires honesty. It requires a willingness to face the parts of ourselves that we would rather keep hidden. But only by doing so can we hope to build relationships that are based on truth, not illusion. Every relationship is a test, not of your worth, but of your alignment. Can you stand firm in your vision, even when it is challenged? Can you love without losing yourself? Can you walk away from what feels good, but is not good for you? The right partner is not a savior, but an ally. She does not compete with your mission. She amplifies it. She does not demand your surrender. She respects your sovereignty. But to attract such a partner, you must first become the man who does not need to be rescued. You must become the man who is whole, who is clear, who is unafraid to walk alone. This is the paradox of love. The more you need someone, the less you are able to truly love them. Need creates dependency. Love creates freedom. The test of alignment is not about finding the perfect partner, but about becoming the man who attracts the right partner. It is about setting standards, holding boundaries, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. It is about knowing who you are, what you want, and what you are willing to sacrifice, and what you are not. Relationships are mirrors. They reflect not only our strengths, but our shadows. The right partner will challenge you, not to break you, but to reveal you. She will hold up a mirror to your potential and to your flaws. But you must be willing to look. You must be willing to confront the parts of yourself that you would rather ignore. The boy seeks validation. The man seeks growth. The boy fears solitude. The man embraces it as a crucible for transformation. To love well, you must first love yourself enough to demand the best from yourself and from those you invite into your life. This is not about arrogance, but about self-respect. It is about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. The mirror of relationship is not always flattering. It will show you your weaknesses, your insecurities, your blind spots, but it will also show you your strength, your resilience, your capacity for growth. The question is not whether you will be challenged, but whether you will rise to the challenge. Self-mastery is the foundation of all greatness. It is the discipline to say no to what is easy and yes to what is right. You attract what you are. If you are chaotic, you will find chaos. If you are clear, you will find clarity. Build your standards like walls. Let only those who respect them enter. Do not seek to be understood by everyone. Seek instead to be respected by those who matter. Discipline is not a prison. It is a path to freedom. It is the ability to walk away from anything that threatens your mission. The world will test your resolve. It will tempt you with comfort, with distraction, with the promise of easy pleasure. But the man who masters himself is immune to these temptations. He knows that true satisfaction comes not from indulgence, but from achievement. He is willing to delay gratification, to endure discomfort, to sacrifice in the short term for the sake of a greater goal. This is the essence of self-mastery, the ability to govern yourself, to command your own destiny, to be the architect of your own life. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. To lose what is wrong for you is not a tragedy, but a liberation. Every ending is a beginning, every loss a lesson. Do not mourn the doors that close. Celebrate the space they create for what is true. Freedom is the soil in which greatness grows. Do not trade it for comfort or for the illusion of safety. Letting go requires courage. It requires faith in yourself, in your path, in the possibility of something better. It is easy to hold on to what is familiar, even when it no longer serves you. But true growth requires the willingness to release, to surrender, to trust. No one is coming to save you. The journey to sovereignty is a solitary one. You must build yourself, brick by brick, from the ashes of your disappointments and the fire of your ambitions. The world rewards those who move, who act, who refuse to be defined by their wounds. Stop asking if you have found the right partner. Ask instead, am I becoming the right man? A man in alignment does not chase, he attracts. He does not beg, he commands. He does not surrender his throne for comfort, but rules with wisdom and strength. The work is done in the shadows, before the world ever sees the results. Rise, build, lead, and never, ever surrender your crown for the fleeting comfort of the familiar. If this message resonated with you, share it with a brother who needs to remember his worth. Subscribe for more explorations into the philosophy of power, purpose, and self-mastery. Until next time, stand tall, live true, and never forget, your destiny is forged in the choices you make and the standards you keep. Let's go deeper. There is a myth that destiny is written in the stars, that our paths are predetermined, that fate will deliver us to our purpose if only we wait long enough. But the philosopher knows that destiny is not a gift, it is a conquest. Every day you are writing your own story. Every decision, every action, every sacrifice is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. The illusion of destiny is comforting. It allows us to abdicate responsibility, to blame circumstance, to wait for a sign. But the truth is that the only sign you need is the one you create. The only permission you need is your own. You are not a passenger in your own life. You are the driver, the architect, the author. Do not wait for destiny to find you. Go out and seize it. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the crucible in which greatness is forged. In solitude, you confront your own thoughts, your own fears, your own desires. You learn to be your own companion, your own guide, your own judge. The world fears solitude because it fears the truth. It fears what we might discover if we are left alone with ourselves. But the philosopher embraces solitude as a gift. He knows that only by facing himself can he hope to understand the world. Solitude is where you find your voice, your vision, your values. It is where you learn to stand alone, to think for yourself, to act with integrity. Do not fear solitude. Seek it out. Use it as a tool for growth, for reflection, for self-mastery. Compromise is often praised as a virtue, but not all compromises are created equal. There are compromises that build bridges, that foster understanding, that create harmony. And there are compromises that erode your integrity, that weaken your resolve, that betray your values. The philosopher knows the difference. He knows when to bend and when to stand firm. Never compromise your core values for the sake of approval, comfort, or temporary pleasure. Never trade your vision for someone else's agenda. The world will pressure you to conform, to fit in, to play small. But greatness requires the courage to stand apart, to be misunderstood, to risk rejection. Compromise when it serves your mission, but never compromise your mission. Discernment is the ability to see what others miss. It is the skill of reading between the lines, of sensing the truth beneath the surface. In a world of noise, discernment is your compass. It guides you through the fog of deception, the chaos of distraction, the seduction of easy answers. Discernment is not cynicism. It is not the rejection of all that is good. It is the careful, deliberate process of separating the wheat from the chaff, the gold from the dross. Cultivate discernment in all things. In relationships, in opportunities, in your own thoughts and emotions. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this good for me? Does this align with my values, my vision, my purpose? Discernment is the foundation of wisdom. It is the key to living a life of meaning, of impact, of fulfillment. In the end, It is not what you believe but what you do that defines you. Philosophy is not a refuge for idle thinkers. It is a call to action, a blueprint for living. Your legacy is built not on your intentions, but on your actions. On the risks you take, the stands you make, the lives you touch. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for certainty, for permission, for guarantees. Move, create. The world is shaped by those who dare to act, who refuse to be paralyzed by doubt, who are willing to fail in pursuit of something greater. Let your life be a testament to the power of action, to the courage of conviction, to the beauty of a life fully lived. As we come to the end of this journey, I leave you with a challenge. Do not settle for a life of quiet desperation. Do not trade your dreams for comfort, your vision for approval, your soul for security. Rise, build, lead. Be the man who stands tall in the face of adversity, who refuses to be defined by his wounds, who commands his own destiny. The world does not need more followers. It needs leaders, men of vision, of courage, of integrity. The work is hard. The path is lonely, but the reward is freedom, sovereignty, and the satisfaction of a life well lived. This is your charge. This is your calling. This is your time. If this message resonated with you, share it with a brother who needs to remember his worth. For more explorations into the philosophy of power, purpose, and self-mastery. Until next time, stand tall, live true, and never forget, your destiny is forged in the choices you make and the standards you keep.